Football's ultimate defender, making Messi run scared. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 21. Goal. Arnold scores a goal. Who is Son Heung-min? Don't let him pass long. Keep him. Have you forgotten what I said? Cheer up. Pochettino was furious and screamed at the court in frustration. Before the game, he had already formulated a tactic. And he said that he must interfere with Chen Mo and fight for him, especially when he made a long pass. Through the video of the game and Guardiola's comments after the game, he firmly believed that Chen Mo's long pass could not be interfered with. If his pass was interfered with, there would be a huge error. But the players on the court just now seemed to have forgotten this. Let Chen Mo easily make a long pass and assist Main. Son. Cheer up. Don't let your mentality be affected. Then he yelled at Son Heung-min again. He could see it. Just now, Chen Mo easily completed the steal, which was a big blow to Son Heung-min. So he quickly yelled at Son Heung-min. I hope Son Heung-min will not be affected by this. Another beautiful goal. 2 o'clock. Liverpool got off to a perfect start. In less than 10 minutes, they have scored 2 goals in a row. The main contributors to both goals were Chen Mo. 1 direct goal and 1 long pass assist. Especially the second time. After Milner was eaten alive by Son Heung-min, Chen Mo quickly made up for the position, successfully intercepted the ball, and quickly launched a long pass to counterattack. Tottenham's defense has not yet reacted, and the contraction is very untimely, so Main easily scored. Jean Jun explained excitedly. Zhang couldn't help but sigh. A very beautiful long pass. And I feel that Chen Mo's long pass just now is better than the last game against Manchester City. Main doesn't need to adjust when receiving the ball. Maybe it's because he just joined the Premier League in the last game, and he's not too used to it yet. Beep. After the celebration, the referee blew the whistle again and the game started again. This time, Spurs were obviously much more cautious. Began to attack tentatively. Eriksen was closely guarded by Wijnaldum, who kept putting pressure on him. This caused Eriksen to pass the ball back frequently. Eriksen is not a player with strong mental attributes. He especially hates physical confrontation. As long as the opponent frequently puts pressure on him and he confronts him physically, he loses his magic. This caused Tottenham's right-wing attack to stagnate. In desperation, Tottenham immediately started the central attack. The young player Ali, who has not yet sunk, is in his short peak period. He took the initiative to hold the ball and share the responsibility. He kept penetrating the ball from the middle, but facing Chen Mo's direct interception, his pass was successfully disrupted twice. Liverpool changed the ball and started a crazy attack again. Main, Salah, Firmino, and the 3 red arrows started to act. The Tottenham penalty area was turned upside down. Finally, Arnold, who came in from behind, scored a long shot from outside the penalty area. Salah and Main cross-passed the ball. Main passed the ball to Firmino. Firmino passed the ball. Salah shot. What a pity. It was blocked by Davinson. And more. Arnold made a direct shot. Beautiful. The ball goes in. A long-distance world wave. 3 o'clock. Liverpool is in hot form today. The backcourt players are hitting world waves. Jean Jun's excited voice was transmitted to the ears of the fans watching the game through the broadcast. Arnold, who scored the goal, was very excited, accompanied by the cheers of the fans at Anfield. He did not rush to the stands to celebrate. Instead, he ran to Son Heung-min and celebrated with a smile. He lifted up his jersey. There was a white lining inside the jersey. It said, "Who is Son Heung-min?" Close to the face and opened the big shot. Son Heung-min was so angry that he gritted his teeth and wanted to rush up and punch Arnold. But he didn't do it. It's not that the anger was suppressed by the brain's reason, but more because he didn't dare. He just dared to be tough with the Eastern players. Facing other players from Europa, he didn't dare to fight back when they slapped him in the face, and he might even give a smile. After the celebration, Arnold ran to Chen Mo with a smile and put his arm around Chen Mo's shoulders. "I've avenged you." To be honest, Chen Mo was a little touched. He didn't expect that Arnold would wear a lining to mock Son Heung-min and help him vent his anger. But as Arnold's next words came out, Chen Mo's touch disappeared instantly. "Mo, don't you invite me to the bar to play tonight? And the girl I'm chasing after likes you very much. As long as I introduce you to his girlfriend, he will agree to go out with me." how about it? Help me. For a woman, you sold me out? You really stabbed your brother for a woman. The next game became more intense. Tottenham began to attack frantically under the command of Pochettino. Especially after the halftime break. Tottenham midfielder Dale was unable to pass the ball in the front court and was forced to make a long pass. After receiving the ball, Harry Kane quickly rushed into the penalty area with the ball. But he was squeezed out by Van Dijk and the ball was directly destroyed. Tottenham got a corner kick, and all the players rushed into the penalty area. Son Heung-min took a corner kick. The ball was hoisted into the penalty area, and there was a melee in the penalty area, and finally Lovren headed it out of the penalty area. But the direction was exactly the direction of Son Heung-min. The ball was unloaded from the air. Before Son Heung-min could start the next step, Chen Mo appeared in front of him. The two directly formed a one-on-one confrontation. Seeing this, Son Heung-min said in his heart that the opportunity had come. What he was waiting for was a one-on-one with Chen Mo. He carried the ball under his feet, cycled, and made all kinds of fake moves all over his body to confuse Chen Mo. But all this was like a fool in Chen Mo's eyes. So he quickly adjusted his solemnity, pretending to be fooled by Son Heung-min, and set a trap for the opponent. Seeing Chen Mo shift his center of gravity, Son Heung-min was ecstatic. Was he fooled and deceived by me? What a rubbish. He started quickly and dribbled the ball to seek a breakthrough. But at the moment he moved, Chen Mo quickly turned around and blocked the ball, accurately separating Son Heung-min from the ball. Then he hooked his right foot and moved forward to the side, shaking off Son Heung-min. Perfect steal. From Son Heung-min's negative emotion value, plus 832. Stick to it. Interference. He's going to pass the ball. Pochettino's crazy roar came from the sidelines. Tottenham players all reacted and rushed towards Chen Mo at the first time. Son Heung-min immediately stuck to Chen Mo's body, and there were many small movements in his hands, pushing Chen Mo. He kept stretching his feet towards the ball, trying to grab the ball. But even in this situation, Chen Mo still kicked the ball. The ball drew a beautiful arc in the air and accurately found Firmino in the front court. It was not affected by interference at all. Episode 22. If you are not good at it, go home and practice more. Son Heung-min, I will destroy you. Use your body to resist the Tottenham defender. Make the ball. Shoot. Firmino and Salah connected. The two cooperated smoothly without any pause and scored the goal in a coherent manner. Boom. Anfield exploded again. The fans who were watching the game were so excited that they threw their wine glasses crazily. The flags were waved wildly. At first glance, it looked like a group of demons dancing. Klopp was even more passionate. He waved his fist at the fans in the stands, behind the coaching area. The famous farmer's 3 punches. Every time he waved, the fans would roar in coordination. Salah, who scored the goal, excitedly ran to the corner area and slid on his knees. Then he raised his hands, one hand pointing to Chen Mo and the other to Firmino. The whole team gathered together to celebrate. It was in sharp contrast to the Tottenham players who were in a state of dismay. 4 o'clock. I thought it was an evenly matched game. I didn't expect it to be a one-sided massacre. A classic match. Chen Mo steals the ball and immediately launches a long pass. Firmino plays the role of a fulcrum, resists the Tottenham defender behind him, and distributes the ball. Salah follows up and shoots. The king of steals is worthy of his name. The shield striker is worthy of his name. The pyramid Messi shoots. This Liverpool team is really exciting. What a pity. If we could get more points in the first half of the season, Liverpool would be fully qualified to compete for the championship. While Jean sighed and praised Liverpool players, he couldn't help but feel regretful. Liverpool lost too many points in the first half of the season. Now they are 12 points behind Manchester City, the top of the list. With Manchester City's stability, it is really difficult for Liverpool to catch up. So Liverpool has a high probability of losing the qualification to compete for the championship. Jean-Lu smiled. Liverpool is very strong now, but the tactical system is not very clear yet. Half a season is enough for Klopp to build the team into a complete team. We can look forward to Liverpool next season. And we can also look forward to Liverpool's performance in the Champions League. I believe that with the current Liverpool, the Champions League may go further. Sidelines. Coach's seat. Pochettino stared at the field without saying a word. At this moment, he was still in a state of extreme self-doubt. Am I dazzled? Or am I dreaming? When did Chen Mo's long pass become so accurate? The key point is that Gua Rabbit said that Chen Mo's long pass was not effective if it was interfered with and fought for. Just now, Sun Xingmin almost threw him over his shoulder. But why is the long pass so accurate? The assistant coach secretly observed Pochettino. The face of his boss was as black as the bottom of a pot. The most important thing is that he didn't move. Was he stunned by the score? Boss? He spoke cautiously. Should we change the tactics? Adjust the formation? Huh? Pochettino reacted suddenly and looked at his assistant angrily. Despite what people say, Pochettino is a pushover. But in fact, he is extremely arrogant. Even arbitrary. He is very disgusted with the tactical suggestions given to him by others. So he is very angry now. I just. The assistant coach panicked instantly. But Pochettino sighed heavily, and then said, "Tell me your suggestions." In the current situation, he also knew that there were big problems in maintaining the tactics arranged at the beginning. Eriksen's side has lost its effect. Sun's side was restricted by Milner and Chen Mo's replacement. Harry Kane in the middle is facing Chen Mo directly, and Van Dijk and Lovren behind him can't make an effective breakthrough at all. Ollie can't provide effective support to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane can only be forced to retreat. The assistant coach quickly analyzed the current situation. Tottenham is really uncomfortable now. The front attack group is completely useless. Pressing forward to attack has no effect, but Liverpool's quick counterattack in the next second can easily break through Tottenham's defense. The biggest problem is that the midfield cannot form an effective resistance. Being suppressed by Chen Mo, Wijnaldum, and Milner. Adjust the tactics. Play 5-3-2. Pull Eriksen down and add a fullback. Let Son, Harry play forward. 5-3-2 formation. It is not only a defensive formation, but also an absolute offensive formation. In the future, Scaloni relied on the offensive formation of 5-3-2 to lead the Blue Eagles to defeat the powerful Mbappe and win the World Cup. Tottenham quickly made substitutions. The offense did improve immediately. Especially Son Heung-min, who began to become active. He broke through Milner's defense several times and entered Liverpool's penalty area. Seeing Son Heung-min's breakthrough against Arnold again, Chen Mo rushed to make up for the position. With an unceremonious flying tackle, the ball was destroyed from Son Heung-min's feet. Seeing this situation, Chen Mo felt that he had to do something. He found Milner and Wijnaldum. Let's switch positions. Son Heung-min is good at playing on the flanks. I'll be in the front, and you two will be in the back, defending the flanks. This will allow us to form two barriers in the midfield. When the two heard what Chen Mo said, they nodded and agreed. Another kick-off. Harry Kane passed the ball to Son Heung-min. Then he quickly moved forward. The two wanted to play a two-man cooperation. But Chen Mo didn't give him any chance at all. He quickly rushed in front of Son Heung-min and used his body to block the position, limiting his space to pass the ball to Harry Kane. Maybe he just kicked out some confidence. Son Heung-min felt that he was good again. He started trying again, trying to break through Chen Mo. Looking at this guy's fake moves, with a smug look on his face, Chen Mo was too lazy to talk nonsense with him. He didn't care about the other party's confusing moves. He had already made a judgment one step ahead through the god-level prediction. Then the King of Steels started. One kick. Using his body to properly collide, he got the ball at the moment when Sun Xingmin was pushed away. Full body fake. You can't do it. Chen Mo couldn't help but complain. With your little ability, you still want to break through me? Don't worry if you're not good enough. Go home and continue practicing, don't come out and embarrass yourself. Negative emotion value from Sun Xingmin plus 763. Said in English. Sun Xingmin naturally understood. Naked provocation plus unscrupulous derogation of him. I'm the #1 football player in Asia. How dare you insult me? Shit. This guy cursed. Directly went crazy. He rushed towards Chen Mo, who left after stealing the ball and left with a cool back. He aimed at Chen Mo's ankle and made a flying tackle. Determined to let Chen Mo understand the sportsmanship of the Koreans. Go to hell. You shouldn't play football. His face was ferocious, and he was roaring wildly in his heart. Milner was shocked when he saw this scene, and he quickly yelled at Chen Mo, "Mo. Hide. That rubbish is going to destroy you." Episode 23. Choking. Punching. Ugly behavior. Chaos at Anfield. A sudden scene. It scared the Liverpool backfield players. Some fans were even more frightened and at a loss. They saw with their own eyes that Son Heung-min ran wildly, and then aimed at Chen Mo's ankle with his back to him, and flew away viciously. It seemed that his breathing stopped for a moment. Klopp, who saw the scene, wanted to shout to remind Chen Mo. But he couldn't shout out a sound, and the whole person was stunned, as if someone had acupuncture points on his body. On the field, Chen Mo naturally found Son Heung-min at the first time. God's perspective plus God-level prediction is not for nothing. In an instant, he suddenly took a big horizontal step to the left and completed the center of gravity transfer. Although he wore the shin guards given by the system, it can be immune to some injuries. But he is not a fool. The shin guards are not immune to 100% injuries. Son Heung-min's action that directly disabled people, he would not be stupid enough to resist it. The next second after the center of gravity was transferred, Son Heung-min passed by him. Almost by a little bit, Chen Mo would have been kicked and lay on the ground. Huh. Many people often breathed a sigh of relief when Chen Mo dodged. Beep. The referee blew the whistle quickly. He just noticed Son Heung-min's intention. The most important thing is that Son Heung-min rushed up from behind and shoveled with his studs. If Chen Mo was hit, that would definitely end his career. So Son Heung-min's actions are absolutely impossible to allow. The Premier League's penalty standards are indeed relatively loose, but it does not mean that players can be tolerated to retaliate unscrupulously on the field and make useless actions. You know, the old Holland ended his career like this. After that, the penalty standards were greatly strengthened. The referee absolutely does not allow such behavior to be ignored. After the whistle, he rushed to Son Heung-min as soon as possible. Other Liverpool players also rushed over quickly. Van Dijk, Salah, Arnold, and Wijnaldum, who have a very close relationship with Chen Mo, are already very close. All of them were full of energy. Everyone's face was gloomy and scary. Firmino stared at Son Heung-min with murderous eyes as he rushed up. Chen Mo's face was gloomy, staring at Son Heung-min, who got up from the ground. The other party's expression was still ferocious. You are really a waste. You can't even kick me from behind. You want to destroy me, but you don't have the ability, you are really a failure. Negative emotion value from Son Heung-min, plus 2,793. Shit. Son Heung-min was completely overwhelmed by anger. He cursed loudly, his eyes were red, and his expression was ferocious like a beast. At the same time, after seeing Chen Mo dodge the flying tackle, Klopp let out a sigh of relief and immediately rushed to the fourth official on the sidelines. He looked like an angry and mad lion. This is a red card action. That be ********** D wanted to destroy my player. This is a crime. Pochettino also hurried to explain to the fourth official. He definitely didn't make a red card move. Son, it was just a counterattack after losing the ball. But he made a mistake. Tottenham was already 4 goals behind, and they couldn't let another player be sent off. There were nearly 25 minutes left in the game, and if they played one less player, Tottenham might really be slaughtered. So he could only run over to excuse Son Heung-min against his conscience. The result was facing Klopp's anger. What the hell are you talking about? Are you blind? You actually explained to the thugs, you are condoning crime. Klopp cursed. Pochettino responded unceremoniously, my eyes are the ruler. He definitely didn't commit a foul. Because of the big score behind, he was very depressed, and he was scolded like this. The temper erupted instantly. He yelled at Klopp, and when he saw the opponent approaching, his angry brain subconsciously gave the order to push him. As a result, Klopp didn't stand firm and was pushed by Pochettino. All of a sudden, the hornet's nest exploded. Liverpool's assistant coach and substitute players rushed up immediately. Pushing our head coach, who do you think you are? Spurs assistant coaches and substitutes also rushed up. The die-hard Liverpool fans at Anfield became even more agitated. They couldn't bear to see their head coach and players being bullied. They struggled to rush down the stands and fight with those Tottenham bastards. But they were stopped by security personnel. But in the stands where the fans of both sides came into contact, the fans of both sides also started fighting. The security personnel frantically called for support. The coaches and substitutes of both sides on the sidelines directly mixed together, pushing each other, swearing at each other, and it became a mess. The fourth official couldn't stop them. They could only ask for help from the referee on the field. But the referee was also overwhelmed. Because he saw a shocking scene, he didn't care about the conflict on the sidelines at all. Nice steal. What is Son Heung-min going to do? He's tackling from behind, he's going to ruin Chen Mo. Chen Mo. Huh. Too thrilling. Chen Mo has eyes behind him, he dodged it. In the broadcasting room, Zhang Jun's heartbeat almost stopped. Zhang Lu, who was standing next to him, was so scared that her face turned pale, she covered her chest, her heart almost jumped out. She almost had a heart attack. Is Son Heung-min crazy? To make such a move? This is a crime. If Chen Mo doesn't dodge it, the consequences will be disastrous. Son Heung-min doesn't deserve to be a professional player. The referee whistled the game, let's see how the referee handles it. Speaking of this, the scene turned to the coaching bench on the sidelines. It happened to be Klopp who was pushed down. The scene of a fierce conflict between the two sides. On the sidelines, Pochettino pushed Klopp. People on both sides rushed out. The fourth official couldn't stop him. Zhang Jun's voice was so shocked that he couldn't help but increase the decibel. But before he could catch his breath, an even more shocking scene appeared. The scene turned back to the field. Son Heung-min actually. Son Heung-min got up from the ground, and he didn't know what happened. He was like crazy. Ignoring the referee who ran over Liverpool players. He actually raised his hands and rushed towards Chen Mo, trying to make a throat lock on Chen Mo. Chen Mo still used the god-level prediction and dodged it one step faster than him. He was dumbfounded. I didn't expect that Son Heung-min actually provided so many negative emotions and broke the defense to this extent. Seeing him rushing over to lock his throat, he subconsciously dodged it. But it's not over yet. The defense has been completely broken, and Son Heung-min, who has lost his mind, pounced in vain, but he didn't intend to let Chen Mo go. Determined to give Chen Mo a fatal blow, he turned around quickly and punched Chen Mo again. But this time Chen Mo didn't dodge. Milner, who was closest to Chen Mo, had already rushed over. Seeing that Son Heung-min first locked his throat, and after failing, he punched Chen Mo again, he was so hot-tempered that he immediately exploded. He rushed straight to Son Heung-min and attacked him fiercely. Like a truck. He knocked Son Heung-min out and fell to the ground. Beep, beep, beep. The referee blew the whistle frantically and came to the scene of the accident, wanting to solve the problem of Son Heung-min, who had gone crazy first. But Son Heung-min staggered to his feet and actually aimed at Milner. He didn't care about the referee who ran to his side. He bypassed the opponent and rushed towards Milner again. But the next second, Van Dijk bumped into him. Followed closely Salah, Wijnaldum, Firmino, Lovren, Robertson, Arnold, all ready to take action against Son Heung-min. Tottenham players arrived at the scene of the accident. They quickly grabbed the out-of-control Son Heung-min and separated him. They did not confront the Liverpool players. Instead, they kept persuading them to stay calm. But the Liverpool players didn't care. They just wanted to target Son Heung-min. The referee was surrounded in the middle, blew the whistle and shouted, "Calm down. This is a game. Calm down." Episode 24. Crazy Son Heung-min. A farce that will shock the world. Seeing the situation was about to get out of control, Liverpool players were all red-eyed, like wolf cubs hunting. The same was true for Son Heung-min, who was being pulled. He seemed to be crazy and completely lost his mind. Even though his teammates persuaded him, he was still emotional. The referee was sweating profusely. He knew he had to do something. He was able to suppress it with thunder. Let all the players wake up. And the biggest reliance in his hand is still needless to say. So he immediately took out the red card in his hand. Aimed at the crazy Son Heung-min. Just now, Son Heung-min not only maliciously tackled people and had the action of disabling people, but also wanted to lock the throat, punch, and attack Chen Mo. After being knocked away by Milner, he still wanted to attack Milner. Ironclad red card. It is estimated that the English Football Association will take action and impose an additional ban on Son Heung-min. So there is no problem with the red card. Then he took out the yellow card again and aimed it at Milner. Milner's behavior just now was a bit extreme. But he took action decisively to protect his teammates. If he hadn't knocked Son Heung-min away, his punch would probably have hit Chen Mo in the face. So he gave him a yellow card warning. The Tottenham players knew they were in the wrong and didn't argue with the referee. But the Liverpool players were very dissatisfied. They all argued with the referee. Milner was obviously right, why did he give him a yellow card? Calm down. Calm down. Otherwise I will continue to take out cards. he shouted loudly. There is no way. He is really not the kind of referee who has control over the field. If Eagle Eye Kalina came, he would probably be able to control the game easily. With a glare from those fierce eyes, his momentum has overwhelmed all the players. Pah. But he hasn't calmed down the emotions of the Liverpool players. Suddenly, a crisp sound rang out. Sun Heung-min, who completely lost his mind and was occupied by anger and twisted psychology, broke free from his teammate's pull. A slap hit the referee on the back of his head. The referee was stunned. Shit. Why did you let me go? Why did you give me a red card? The one who went out was that rubbish. He is the culprit. Go to hell. Sun Heung-min screamed, his eyes red, and he swung his thigh at the referee. He was ready to shoot a powerful shot at the opponent. But the Tottenham players reacted and rushed up to grab Sun Heung-min. Pull Sun Heung-min away. They were all dumbfounded. They were even more anxious. What is Sun Heung-min going to do? He choked his opponent, punched him, and wanted to fight Milner. Now he slapped the referee and shot violently. Does this mean he doesn't want to play football and is ready to end his career? Security. Security personnel, hurry up and support. Bring the blast shield. That damned Korean player from Tottenham, he actually attacked me. He's crazy. Come and protect me. The referee frantically called for help into the microphone next to his ear. He had lost his calmness a long time ago. After being a referee for so many years, someone actually hit him and wanted to give him a violent volley. This is trying to destroy him. The security personnel at Anfield quickly went out. A large number of people rushed to the stands. The coaching seats on the sidelines. And on the field. The fans and the substitutes of the coaches on both sides were quickly separated to stop the conflict on both sides. On the field, the head coach, Liverpool players, and the Chen Mo were all protected with blast shields at the first time. Several other people quickly rushed to Sun Heung-min. One hand was still on the electric baton on his waist. It seems that he is ready to hit the stick at any time to make him calm down completely. The Tottenham players did not dare to stop him. They all hid to one side. Sun Heung-min was quickly subdued by the security personnel. They were all security players at Anfield, and most of them were Liverpool fans. So they were extremely rough with Sun Heung-min. They almost pressed him to the ground and made him kneel down. Take him off the court. Take him off. The referee yelled. His mentality is about to collapse now. The two sides clashed. Chen Mo was not beaten, and Milner was not beaten, but he, who was trying to persuade the fight, was slapped. Now he wanted to stop the game immediately and run to the English Football Association to quickly ban Sun Heung-min for life. Sun Heung-min was forced to leave the court in the combination of Pochettino's astonishment, incomprehension, and dumbfounded expressions. A farce is over. The protagonist of the farce, Chen Mo, has always been watching everything calmly. Only the constant reminder sound in his mind explains Chen Mo's unrest at the moment. Negative emotion value from Sun Heung-min plus 1763. Negative emotion value from Sun Heung-min plus 3627. Come on, Sun Heung-min. The Korean is completely broken. The negative emotion value is critical. In fact, Chen Mo also understands why Sun Heung-min is so crazy. Koreans are originally very distorted, extremely lacking in self-confidence, and are afraid of the weak and the hard. They admire the strong and have ridiculous arrogance. He has been suppressed and PUA'd by his father since he was a child. What's more, all the negative psychology is superimposed with super buff, resulting in a disguised personality. Once the disguised code is pierced, the psychological defense line collapses, and all the suppressed negativity will burst out in an instant. Chen Mo is such a bursting point. He can't accept that Chen Mo, who he looks down on, is better than him and can manipulate him at will. As a result, the psychological defense line is like a flood. The last one collapsed thousands of miles away. It's quite pitiful to say. But this guy is really crazy. VIP stand. Mendes was indignant. Is this the Premier League? How can the Premier League allow such a player to exist? This is a thug. He must have a mental illness. If such a player is on the field, something bad will happen. It was almost. Edwards nodded with a gloomy face. This matter will not end like this. It's not over yet. On the other side, the famous players of Fruit Teeth were also talking about it. It's just the same as the World Cup in any year. It's even more excessive than the World Cup in any year. Such players should not appear on the field. It's terrible. Almost. Almost, our genius may be abolished. Fruit Teeth Football Association must come out to administer justice. I will contact them after the game. Sanchez smacked his lips, obviously not recovered from the shock. His heart almost exploded on the spot just now. It's not easy to find a genius. He has the world's top defensive steals, and can also instigate offense and midfield dispatch. A top midfield commander who can attack and defend at the same time. The heart player that Fruit Teeth lacked the most, the engine of the team. He was almost destroyed. This farce will shock the whole world. The referee quickly called the players from both sides. He explained the current situation. He must remain calm in the next game. Then he found Chen Mo. He asked Chen Mo about his condition, whether he was injured just now. Should he go off the court to rest? He was not too worried about the injury, but he was mainly worried that Chen Mo would have psychological problems. After all, who would encounter such a thing when playing football? After getting a positive answer from Chen Mo, he did not need to go off the court to rest, and his body was not in any trouble. He immediately ran to the sidelines to deal with the dispute between the two coaches just now. He sent Pochettino to the stands with a red card without hesitation. As for Klopp, he was fine at all. The referee learned that it was Pochettino who started it first. Even without these, he would have favored Klopp. Who made Pochettino's players hit him? Episode 25. Klopp, keep them on the attack and don't let them live. Football sensation. Shocked. In the broadcasting room. Jean Jun and Jean Lu were really taught a lesson. In their commentary careers, they have commented on hundreds of games, if not thousands. But they have never seen such a shocking thing happen in a game. The players were like crazy, trying to cripple the opponent's players. When they failed, they were so angry that they choked and punched the opponent. After they failed, he was sent off by the referee with a red card, and he even hit the referee. It was a series of reversals. Any of these factors may have appeared in the football world. But all of them are combined together. That's really something you've never seen before. Just as Sun Xingmin said before the game, Kung Fu football. He really performed Kung Fu. But after all, he comes from a small-minded Korean, so his Kung Fu is still a little bit off. But it's also a different kind of name. No surprise. The world of football will be shocked tomorrow. Chen Mo is completely fine. Jean Jun also began to gloat over the misfortune. His words were full of sarcasm. Sun Heung-min started to make a statement before the game, and gradually turned himself into a veritable clown. Such a terrible thing happened, Sun Heung-min might really be crazy. His future might end from now on. Jean Lu made a blunt attack. F***K. It's really abstract. I was scared to death. My heart was on a roller coaster from the moment I was tackled. It's so hard to find a Chinese player, and he's so good, I almost thought he was going to be useless. Koreans are so G twisted. They want to destroy people when they can't beat them. It's so G embarrassing. As a member of the East, I feel ashamed. No, expel the Koreans from the East. I was scared to death. Fortunately, my husband is fine. It seems like I hugged my husband in my arms and comforted him. Damn. Are you trying to comfort me upstairs? Chen Mo, you definitely have no chance, but I can try. My husband is so handsome. She was so pitiful just now. I will comfort her after I get home tonight. Don't dream. That's my husband. Who's peeing yellow? Hurry up and wake these people up. They're calling their husbands, are they all daydreaming? I'll do it. I pee yellow. I don't have diabetes. I won't let them get away with it. The interrupted game resumed. Pochettino had already climbed onto the stands in a daze. Klopp stood on the sidelines with his hands on his hips. He was extremely angry. He was so angry. He waved his fist and roared at the court. Listen to me, everyone. Press and hit. Don't let them live. Klopp's roar floated back and forth on the court. Tottenham players lowered their heads. They all felt what was going to happen next. They hated Sun Heung-min in their hearts. It was really embarrassing to be teammates with such a person. On the other side, the assistant coach who took over the command from Pochettino also heard Klopp's roar. He was frightened and his face turned pale. It's over. It's really over now. Tottenham will be completely fixed on the pillar of shame. The job may not be kept. Liverpool began to bombard. They were full of anger and vented it on Tottenham on the field. They were one man short. Now they were besieged by Liverpool. They were still besieged by the anger buff. In addition, the referee also took the anger of being beaten by Son Heung-min on them. The penalty was very unfavorable to them. They couldn't stand it at all. In less than 5 minutes, Liverpool scored another goal. Assisted by Chen Mo, the midfielder made a long-distance super close pass, assisting Firmino to score a goal. Afterwards, because of the penalty scale, Tottenham was in a fight. Chen Mo stole the ball from Ali's feet, but Ali lost control of his emotions and rushed forward to fight for the ball too much, plus he pushed people. He was sent off by the referee without hesitation. 2 fewer players. Liverpool started a crazy pressure attack. They pressed Tottenham to score. They bombed the goal that Laurie held. Beep. The referee blew the whistle to end the game. No extra time. A big score of 9 o'clock. There is no need for extra time. Liverpool used a big victory to completely and permanently put Tottenham on the pillar of shame. In the excited voice of Jean June, the focus of Liverpool's battle against Tottenham was officially declared over with a result that no one expected. With outstanding performance, Chen Mo, who scored 1 goal, made 6 assists, made 12 steals and 16 interceptions, deservedly won the best player of the game again. 100% steal success rate. The average number of steals in the 2 games was in the double digits. Such performance is amazing. You should know that Kanté, who is known as the Steal King, only averaged 2 steals per game. He is already worth hundreds of millions and is pursued by countless teams. Not to mention that Chen Mo also scored goals and assisted, and he is the core of the midfield offensive and defensive commander. In the post-match interview, reporters surrounded Chen Mo. They asked Chen Mo questions crazily, but not about his performance, but about Son Heung-min. Chen Mo only gave a unified answer. He is a capable player, but his mentality may be prone to problems. I suggest that he see a psychologist, because I have good reason to suspect that he has psychological problems and is likely to have mania. Then Chen Mo left. In addition to Chen Mo, other teammates were also interviewed. But none of them said anything too much. Most of them had the same caliber and suggested that Son Heung-min see a psychologist. Milner even said that he could help introduce the spiritual type. In addition, the famous players who left the field one after another also accepted interviews. Especially the head coach of the Fruit Teeth, Santos, made a direct statement. I will recruit Mo. He is a natural commander and the heart engine of the top team. Such a player is exactly what the Fruit Teeth lack at present. I will take him to the next World Cup. Post-match press conference. Pochettino did not attend. His assistant coach appeared on his behalf, only answered a few irrelevant questions, and chose to leave in a hurry. The media reporters are terrible. They want to eat people. In my heart, I even greeted Pochettino's 18 generations of ancestors. Damn it. You don't dare to come out, let me come out to bear it, this is what I can bear. This matter is big. It's not trivial. Any wrong answer is not a problem for Son Heung-min, but a big problem for the club. And Liverpool. Klopp, who appeared at the press conference, slammed the table again. Thugs. Mads. He almost ruined Liverpool's future. We will never give up. We will definitely seek justice for Mo. This matter is not over. Milner, who attended the press conference, said viciously, this farce is extremely bad. I represent the entire Liverpool team and say that we need a reasonable explanation. We will all be Mo supporters. Klopp, who was still angry, directly criticized the Korean media that turned black and white. Milner even refused to be interviewed by the Korean media. The reporters under Liverpool's media, faced with Korean media reporters who turned black and white and tried to continue to discredit Chen Mo and exonerate Son Heung-min, staged a full-scale fight. Big Xiao Shiba screamed wildly. In the end, the post-match press conference had to end in a hurry. But as the reports appeared on the front page, one by one, the football world was shocked by this. Episode 26. All parties take action. The English Football Association held a meeting overnight, and a fairy from the sky flew. Farce. Tottenham striker commits violence on the pitch. Flying tackle from behind. Choking. Punching. Slapping the referee. Is he a top striker or a demon on the pitch? Focus match. Conflict. Atrocities. Massacre. Tottenham lost miserably to Liverpool, losing both the game and the people. Klopp was furious and had a full-scale fight with Pochettino. The ugly tradition of Korean players. Liverpool superstar, one step away from ending his career. Runaway. Tottenham striker may have mental problems, mania. Figo, football should be used to solve problems on the pitch, but there are still clowns. Deco, it's a pity. I saw an ugly scene, just like the World Cup that year. Fruit Teeth coach Santos said he would take Chen Mo to the World Cup in the Tsarist Empire. Liverpool sports director Edwards responded that he would definitely seek justice for Chen Mo. Tottenham coach Pochettino avoided interviews. Tottenham players refused interviews. Harry Kane, I don't know Son Heung-min well. There should be no violence in football. King Dalglish said he wanted to rush up and slap Son Heung-min. Dalglish, if the club does not solve this matter perfectly, I will use my influence in Liverpool. The second best player of the match. Liverpool's new star's value doubled. Sent away the guests. The smile on Edwards' face disappeared instantly. He is very angry now. Chen Mo was signed by him, and he has performed absolutely well in just 2 games. He can be sure. Chen Mo can definitely become a world superstar. He will become the absolute core of Liverpool and the future of the midfield for 10 years. The deal to sign Chen Mo will become the most successful honor in his life. But it almost ended. How could he not be angry? Contact the English Football Association immediately. Tell them that if they are not satisfied with the handling, Liverpool will never give up. I'm going to London now. Edwards gave his assistant instructions. He got on his business card directly. He was going to London immediately. He must make Son Heung-min pay a price he could not bear. On the other side, Mendes, who had finished watching the game. He immediately picked up Chen Mo from Anfield. He sent Chen Mo to the hospital. He first had a physical examination and confirmed that there was no problem with his body. He then found a psychologist to give Chen Mo psychological counseling. Chen Mo wanted to refuse, but Mendes did not give him a chance and insisted that Chen Mo must accept it. He also brought up Chen Mo's father. He said that this was Chen Mo's father's instruction. If you encounter such a thing on the court, you may have a psychological shadow. It may affect the performance of the game at that time. So you have to pay attention to it. After getting the affirmation from the psychologist that Chen Mo's mentality is very healthy, Mendes was relieved. On the way to send Chen Mo home, Chen Mo's father also called. It's a big deal. Chen Mo's father and mother also learned the news. Especially his mother was scared. There was a burst of crying on the phone, and it took Chen Mo a while to comfort her before she calmed down. Then he stopped his father from using a private plane to come directly to Liverpool in the middle of the night. He said that he had absolutely no problem. With Mendes' help and confirmation, his father gave up the idea. Mo, take a shower when you get home, and then have a good rest. I'll take care of the rest. After sending Chen Mo to the door of his house, Mendes patted Chen Mo on the shoulder and comforted Chen Mo. After watching Chen Mo walk into the villa, then he returned to his business car. Book a flight. I'm going to UEFA. After getting in the car, Mendes gave instructions to his assistant immediately. His face was gloomy and scary. Thinking of the potential new star under his command, he was almost forced to end his career. Grandma. Do you think Mendes, died? English Football Association. The lights were on. Such a vicious incident happened. They can't escape responsibility. Especially their referee was beaten. An emergency meeting was held immediately. We must come up with a solution. We must be quick. Otherwise we will not only lose our authority. The influence of the Premier League will be damaged. If things go wrong, it may lead to the stagnation of the commercialization we have worked so hard to promote. A group of executives were indignant. F***K. Tottenham will really make trouble for us. Is that Son Heung-min crazy? Banned. I agree. We must kick such a cancer out of the Premier League. We can't let a rat's shit spoil the whole pot of soup. At the same time as the English Football Association held a meeting, UEFA also held a meeting. Such a thing happened. It may affect the reputation of European football. So they have to deal with it. Even if the English Football Association does not intervene, they will intervene. The outside world is disturbing. But Chen Mo turned a deaf ear to the outside world. Don't care about Son Heung-min's life or death. Anyway, that guy burnt himself to light up Chen Mo's joy. One person provided more than 20,000 negative emotions. So after taking a shower, Chen Mo began to happily draw treasure chests and open treasure chests. Open the gold treasure chest to get a skill card, a cloud-piercing arrow, ×1, goal success rate is 90%. Open the gold treasure chest to get a skill card, a combat missile ×1, goal success rate is 99%. Open the platinum treasure chest to get an injury immunity card ×1, after use, you can be immune to injuries for 45 minutes, one time. Open the legend treasure chest to get a fairy template ×1. Open the platinum treasure chest to get a full level bounce ×1. Open the bronze treasure chest. There were 7 draws in total, and Chen Mo was quite generous. He also got a big harvest. 2 skill cards and an injury immunity card, which can enrich Chen Mo's fighter. Full level bounce is also a good helper, which can greatly improve Chen Mo's high altitude ball ability. It was the last fairy template that made Chen Mo a little confused. Speaking of fairy, Chen Mo first thought of Zidane. When he was playing for Real Madrid, he scored a goal in the Champions League with a long shot that was like a fairy from the sky. It was a meeting that amazed countless fans. It was also the reason why Chen Mo embarked on the road of football. System. Explain the fairy from the sky template to me. He asked the system. Fairy from the sky template. Possessing the world's top outside instep arc ball ability. After fusion, the host can use the outside instep at will. Got an explanation. Chen Mo first thought of a name. Quaresma. Once known as one of the twin stars of Fruit Teeth, he was called a player with more talent than Ronaldo. He is an outside instep demon. It can be said to be the world's #1 outside instep. He has scored many outside instep fairy goals. This template is very strong. It can make people more unpredictable about your shooting and passing. Episode 27. Punishment result. Facing the Hammer Gang, the wealthy and powerful gathered. The next morning, the world football world was once again in an uproar because of 2 announcements. Announcement on the punishment of Tottenham and Son Heung-min. Decided in light of the match situation. Tottenham fined £50,000. Player Son Heung-min maliciously tackled, choked, punched, and slapped the referee on the field. Multiple crimes were punished together. Fine of £200,000. Need to receive psychological treatment from the FA psychologist for 3 months. Banned for 2 years. Not allowed to participate in any Premier League game within 2 years. Announcement on the punishment of player Son Heung-min. UEFA followed up with an announcement. Son Heung-min's bad performance greatly violated the fair competition of football. It hurt the image of European football and destroyed the competitive spirit of football. Therefore, a penalty was imposed. A fine of €200,000. And must receive treatment from UEFA psychologists for 1 month. And banned for 1 year. Not allowed to participate in any European sports events within 1 year. As soon as the 2 announcements came out, it instantly caused a fierce discussion. Various sports stars voiced their support. Especially the Fruit Football Association. Forwarded it immediately and expressed their approval. Most of the fans chose to support it. As for the small number of people who did not support it, they were all Tottenham fans. They felt that the punishment for the players was too severe. Especially since Son Heung-min is Tottenham's main striker, his suspension will affect Tottenham's performance. So the fans were angry and scolded Son Heung-min online while opposing the suspension. But the order has been issued. There is no possibility of change or cancellation, only the possibility of addition. When some old Manchester United fans saw the announcement, they couldn't help but think of their former king Cantona. Cantona kicked a fan and was banned for 1 year, but he almost retired. You must know that compared with Son Heung-min, Cantona's behavior is far worse, so such a suspension was given. Some fans also think that the punishment is too light. The news was passed back to Yen country. Netizens were naturally overjoyed. Damn. This punishment is too fast. Why is it only 2 years? 2 years is not bad. It's only been a year since Cantona kicked a fan. It's only been 6 months since Holland was banned. 2 years is already serious. 2 years of no playing in the Premier League, 1 year of no playing in the Europa League. That means he hasn't played for at least a year. His career is ruined. 1 year of not playing is not considered ruined. Didn't Cantona also not play for a year, but he still had first-class strength when he came back? It's his own fault. He deserves to be ruined. I've never seen such a crazy person. There's no way. Tottenham Hotspur said that there's no way to appeal. Even if the appeal is not successful, it may cause dissatisfaction with the English Football Association, and the punishment may be increased. The same is true for UEFA. The Football Association has taken action. They are very angry and strongly demand that you be banned for life. 1 year is already a good result. The agent put down his phone and looked at Son Heung-min helplessly. He had already cursed in his heart. I thought that I could make a lot of money by signing Son Heung-min and successfully expand my brokerage business in Korea. But who knew? I actually got into this kind of thing. He might be ruined, and the worst thing is that Son Heung-min will cause European clubs to be more cautious about signing Korean players. This will greatly hinder his making money. It will also affect Korean players playing in Europe. Sitting on the sofa, Son Heung-min covered his face with his hands, frustrated and even a little desperate. He has regained his sanity. He knows what he has done. If he has the chance, he swears that he will never do such a thing. You still have the face to be depressed here? Do you know how much sacrifice your family has made to allow you to play in Europe? You are about to succeed in your career, but you ruin your future. Waste. Son Heung-min's father was so angry that he cursed. In a state of excitement, he stepped forward and slapped Son Heung-min in the face. Your affairs will affect the future of other Korean players. You are the sinner of Korea. Compared with Son Heung-min, his father is more of a football man. He belongs to the kind of pure football man who wants to revitalize his country's football. That's why he is so angry now. Issue an apology statement. Try to reduce the impact and accept the mistakes you made. Pay attention to apologizing to Chen Mo from Liverpool. During the 1-year suspension, you must maintain high-intensity training and find a way to transfer and leave after a year. Son Heung-min's father cut the Gordian knot. Soon, the apology statement was released. A video. In the video, Son Heung-min apologized tearfully, begging for Chen Mo's forgiveness. Chen Mo immediately showed his magnanimity. He accepted the apology, forgave the other party, and encouraged the other party a few words. Of course, he was definitely not happy in his heart. But his agent Mendes ordered this so that he could better establish his image. Unexpectedly, it made Son Heung-min extremely grateful. Chen Mo really couldn't figure out what was wrong with the Korean mentality. The Premier League is still going on. Liverpool will play away against the Hammers West Ham United. West Ham United is also a London team. It is not a traditional powerhouse. It was tepid before. It was not until Moyes started coaching that the results began to stabilize and reached the upper middle level. It is a knight in the Premier League. He often robs the rich to help the poor. He has defeated many strong teams and lost to the relegation team in the relegation zone. He is stronger when he meets strong teams. Moyes is still quite capable. He is not suitable for leading a giant, so his coaching career at Manchester United was very unsuccessful. But he is very strong with this civilian team. Everton before and West Ham United now are very distinctive and very dangerous. So Liverpool also attaches great importance to this game. Klopp made targeted tactical arrangements. On the day of the game, the London Stadium, the home of West Ham United, was packed. Although the number of Liverpool fans who came with the team was small, their momentum was not weak at all. They were not panicked at all in the face of several times more West Ham United fans, but instead suppressed the opponent in momentum. The fans of both sides kept shouting at each other. The warm atmosphere infected everyone present. Among the fans, a middle-aged man in a suit with a notebook in his hand did not look very good. He was Davin, the chief scout of Real Madrid. He came here to observe Chen Mo according to Florentino's instructions. In 2 games, Chen Mo showed a top-notch level. So Florentino was very interested. He arranged him out and asked him to follow and observe. But Davin seemed to be in a bad mood now, because he saw several old acquaintances. The scout sports director of Atletico Madrid, the city's arch-rival. Barcelona's sports transfer consultant. Paris Saint-Germain's executives. Manchester City's transfer consultant. And Manchester United's chief scout. Scouts from Bayern Munich. The people from Chelsea are even more famous. Boss Abramovich and the club's CEO and sports director ran to the VIP stands to watch the game. Juventus from Serie A also sent their chief scout. The other side is preparing to make a big move and is contacting Ronaldo privately. And Inter Milan, which has just been acquired. Their boss from Longwa came over with the sports director. Obviously the target is Chen Mo. With the blood of Longwa, he is naturally close to Longwa. He can't think of a reason why Inter Milan is not interested. Episode 28. Mr. Zhang, name your price. Moyes plays dirty tricks. VIP stand. The owner of West Ham United. He received Abramovich, Mr. Zhang, and Edwards with a smile on his face. Edwards is the sports director of the opponent team. The other two are the owners of wealthy clubs. He attaches great importance to it. West Ham United is not a club that aspires to become a wealthy club. They just want to stay in the Premier League. Buy players at low prices and sell them at high prices. Going in the direction of black shops, that is gone forever. Today is an absolutely good day for him. Not just these three. There are several other wealthy sports directors in the VIP stand next to them, accompanied by their chief scouts and transfer consultants. He naturally has to entertain them well. Although he also knows that these people are all here for Liverpool superstar Chen Mo. But the two sides are playing. Maybe their players will perform well and be favored? Then the money will come? Atletico Madrid is now invested in by the Dragon Country Club, so it is not short of money at all. Inter Milan is also backed by a consortium from the Dragon Country. Rich. Abramovich is needless to say. The founder of money-driven football. Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City, let alone. Their backers are so poor that they only have money left. If they really like their own players. It's not easy to take tens of millions of euros. However, Edwards's face was very ugly. There was a sense of crisis, that his home was about to be stolen and his treasures were about to be lost. Especially when he saw Abramovich, with his big and powerful appearance. His face couldn't help but stiffen. Mr. Zhang shook hands with Edwards, with a smile on his face. Chen Mo, do you have any idea of selling? He asked straight to the point. Having just acquired Inter Milan, and with a strong family behind him, Mr. Zhang was ready to do a big job and make people respect him. Money is not lacking. What is lacking is good players. Especially players like Chen Mo. Strong. Handsome. And has Dragon Country blood. Can better help Inter Milan develop the domestic market. The most important thing is equivalent to a family. The club owner will like his own people. No. No such plan. Mo is not for sale. Liverpool will not sell its future. Edwards refused immediately. Even the hand that was ready to shake hands was taken back at the first time. Attitude says it all. We can offer a price that will satisfy Liverpool. Before Mr. Zhang finished speaking, Abramovich immediately said, money is not a problem. Chelsea can also take money. Just make an offer. No matter how much money, it will not be sold. Edwards refused, with a gloomy face. He did not give them a chance to continue talking, and found an excuse to leave the VIP stand. He called his boss immediately. Chairman of Fenway Group. Boss, Missouri has to renew his contract. If you don't make an appointment, he will run away. In the locker room. Both teams are sitting for the final preparation. The head coach finally emphasized the key points of the tactics. Moyes, with a solemn face, repeatedly emphasized to his players. Hit the long pass. Hit the high ball. Offensive long pass. Don't compete with Liverpool. We have a greater height advantage. Moyes stressed again and again. Liverpool is different from Manchester City. Manchester City can't get the ball. Liverpool can't pass the ball at all. High pressure pressing. No space for passing. And now Liverpool has Chen Mo. Moyes didn't sleep well for 2 consecutive nights before he figured out how to break through Liverpool's midfield. Can only hit the high ball. Long pass from the back. Play the tactics of Sky City. Play traditional British football. TV Station 1. This is TV Station 1. The upcoming match is the Premier League match between West Ham United and Liverpool. I am the commentator Jean Jun. I am Jean Lu. First, let's take a look at the starting lineups of both teams. West Ham United, who are at home, set up a 541 defensive counterattack formation. Liverpool also set up a 433 formation. Henderson returned from injury and formed a new midfield combination with Chen Mo and Chamberlain. The referee blew the whistle to start the game. West Ham United's possession first. West Ham United kicks off and passes back. Liverpool presses forward. High-pressure pressing has long been instilled into the consciousness of every Liverpool player by Klopp. Once the heavy metal storm unfolds, the players swept the field like mad dogs. So it is also nicknamed the Mad Dog style of play. As usual, grab the start at the beginning of the game. The moment the West Ham United players passed back, Liverpool pressed forward in a big way. Disrupt the opponent's rhythm, grab the ball and start attacking quickly. Bring the opponent into your own rhythm. But this time, Chen Mo suddenly felt something was wrong. West Ham United did not attack at the beginning, and most importantly, there was no forward pass. The centre forward passed the ball back to the midfielder. The midfielder quickly passed the ball back to the defender. The formation was also quickly recovered. The ball was clearly at their feet, but there was a feeling that Liverpool was attacking. 10-1.5, things were wrong. Suddenly, the ball was passed to the opponent's centre-back. Chen Mo's heart skipped a beat, and he reacted instantly. The old man is really hot. Moyes, the old silver coin, played the art of war. Lure the enemy deep into the depths, and then strike back. It's a sure way to catch. He quickly began to retreat. But while he was retreating, the opponent's centre-back directly launched a long pass. A long pass, looking for the centre-forward Arnautovic, who was still cruising in the midfield. The football drew an arc from the air over Chen Mo's head. He predicted that he would pass the ball to Arnautovic. But now it's a bit out of reach. Van Dijk reacted and quickly began to retreat. But Arnautovic had no intention of dribbling the ball. He jumped high and didn't stop the ball at all. Instead, he headed the ball directly. He headed the ball to the wing. West Ham United's fast winger Lanzini rushed out. He also didn't stop the ball. He kicked the ball on the ball, and the ball quickly changed direction. He quickly moved forward. Lanzini suddenly started to accelerate. He passed the ball to himself 3 seconds later. The fullback Arnold pressed too far forward, and the opponent suddenly launched a long pass counterattack and hit a high ball. He didn't react at all. When he reacted, Lanzini had already rushed out. He started quickly, but he could only eat the exhaust gas and couldn't catch up with the opponent at all. They could only let the opponent dribble the ball to the end line, and Van Dijk took the initiative to attack to fill the position. He wanted to interfere with Lanzini. Arnautovic had already entered the penalty area. Lovren quickly followed. Don't underestimate him at all. You know, Arnautovic used to play for Stoke City. That is a loyal fan of traditional English football. He plays long passes and lobs. A veritable city in the sky. On the other side, Robertson was also facing a great enemy, running all the way to chase the opponent's winger Mario. Liverpool can be said to have a wide-open middle. Other players also retreated frantically from the front court. But they pressed too far forward. The distance was too far. Lanzini did not give them a chance to return to the position. At the moment when Arnold rushed over, he found the right time. A high pass to the middle. The football passed Van Dijk, who jumped up to interfere, and went straight to the penalty area. Episode 29. Flying number 10, no-fly zone ahead. The bosses are jealous. In an instant, all Liverpool fans who watched the game, whether they were at the scene or in front of the TV, their hearts were hanging in their throats. Van Dijk failed to block it. He did not interfere with Lanzini. This cross was actually very beautiful. Liverpool's defensive players did not get into position. There were only 3 people in the penalty area. In addition to Lovren, the central defender, there was only goalkeeper Karius. Arnautovic felt the header again. It can be said that Liverpool now has sounded the air defense alarm instantly. Klopp stood on the sidelines anxiously, looking at the penalty area nervously. His heart was about to jump out. If the opponent scored a goal at the beginning, it would be too morale-destroying. Watching the football slowly slide into the penalty area, Lovren kept interfering with Arnautovic. At the same time, he kept looking up at the falling football, and took the opportunity to jump in front of Arnautovic. He wanted to intercept the ball from the air. But he did not choose the right time to jump. It was too early to jump. His jumping ability was not very strong. Even if he had the advantage of height, he could not do anything about it. The football passed over his head. Arnautovic behind him saw his strength and jumped quickly. He had a strong jumping ability. And he did not feel any discomfort. His legs burst with strength, his body was fully stretched, and his eyes were firmly fixed on the football in the air. He was fully prepared for the header. Goalkeeper Karius did not dare to take the initiative at this moment. He only dared to retreat quickly to the front of the goal line. He quickly adjusted his position and stared at the football nervously. Klopp on the sidelines. The moment Lovren failed to intercept in the air, his heart skipped a beat. It's broken. We're going to lose the ball. On the contrary, Moyes on the other side had already been excited on the sidelines, clenching his fists and ready to celebrate at any time. It's broken. Lovren made a header. Liverpool is in danger. Wait. In the broadcast room, Jean-Jun's startled voice was heard. On the field, Karius was almost in despair. He watched the football fall, getting closer and closer to Arnautovic's head. Such a big goal. The opponent can head the football to any position, even directly into the dead corner. The possibility of him intercepting it is almost zero. But at this moment, suddenly a red figure appeared in the air. The eye-catching number 10 was extremely clear. Karius looked at the scene in front of him and opened his mouth involuntarily, as if he saw a completely unbelievable scene. Only to see Chen Mo in the air, as if he came from the sky. Flying in the air. Arnautovic did not find Chen Mo. He was still staring at the football. But suddenly he felt that his body, which was jumping up, was greatly hindered. As if he was held down by someone, causing his body to start falling rapidly. Subconsciously checking, he saw a scene that he would never forget in his life. He widened his eyes in shock. He saw Chen Mo flying. In the air, he was half a body taller than him. He was just pressed down by Chen Mo's body. The opponent did not use his hands. It was just physical contact in the air when both parties jumped. In other words, Chen Mo's jumping ability is twice as high as his. Negative emotion value from Arnautovic plus 769. Van Dijk. Chen Mo yelled. He headed the ball in the direction of Van Dijk. Van Dijk, who was also shocked, was brought back to reality by Chen Mo's sharp voice. He quickly grabbed Lanzini with his body and asked to stop the ball. Then he kicked the ball towards the front court and destroyed it. West Ham United's attack collapsed instantly. Chen Mo fell from the air and fell on the grass. Before he could get up, he was pulled up by Lovren. Awesome. Mo, you are so awesome. Lovren grabbed Chen Mo's shoulders and yelled like crazy, expressing his excitement at the moment. Van Dijk also rushed up quickly and had a passionate collision with Chen Mo. Karius also rushed up quickly and high-fived Chen Mo. Awesome. You saved my life. The Liverpool fans who came from afar on the field also yelled excitedly. Goals are exciting. Defense, especially Chen Mo, who defended like a savior at a critical moment, also made them extremely excited. Nothing can be more inspiring than this. Sidelines. Klopp waved his fist excitedly. The dance roared with excitement. Moyes was dumbfounded. He stood on the sidelines. He obviously hadn't recovered from Chen Mo's extreme rescue just now. Chen Mo. Chen Mo is still the one who saved the team at the critical moment. He ran and jumped all the way. He suppressed Arnautovic to the limit and completed a top-level aerial defense. Too awesome. The flying number 10 of Liverpool. He used his strength to announce to West Ham United. No fly zone ahead. Jean-Jun roared excitedly. Zhang-Lu was also extremely shocked and said excitedly, Chen Mo's jumping ability has completely broken through the limit of his body. He just stayed in the air for at least 5 or 6 seconds. It's incredible. Awesome. Is Chen Mo still a F***G human? He F***G can fly? What's wrong with this world? Can people with superpowers play football? This jump height, this air-staying ability, even Ronaldo can't reach it, right? Too awesome. I almost thought Liverpool was going to be scored, but I didn't expect Chen Mo to intercept it. First-class defensive ability. World's best stealing ability. Bounce ability breaks the physical limit. The scouts, sports directors, and transfer consultants in the stands all recorded the data performed by Chen Mo. Mr. Zhang's eyes widened. Is this a human? Or is he half dragon? F***K. The world is crazy. Abramovich looked at Chen Mo on the court with bright eyes. A crazy voice sounded in his heart. Buy it. Must buy it. In fact, it's not just Abramovich. People from Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, and Atletico Madrid all have this idea. Among them, Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain are the most enthusiastic. Money is not a problem. It doesn't matter how much money it costs. The people from Atletico Madrid received a call from the richest man in the Far East. I watched the game. Communicate with Liverpool. Sign Chen Mo to Atletico Madrid next time. Money is not a problem. I can continue to invest. No matter what method. You can contact his agent and give him the highest transfer fee in Europa. And you go tell his agent. Once Chen Mo transfers to Atletico Madrid, my group company is willing to hire him as a spokesperson with an annual endorsement fee of 50 million euros. The richest man is the richest man. The main point is a rich man. He is a football fan. What's more, Chen Mo is of Chinese descent. For him, such a player is worth spending a huge transfer fee. This is his own person. All the vanity and hobbies are satisfied. It's worth spending money. Episode 30. The charm of that kick is worth 100 million euros. Chen Mo is crazy about killing. The game continued. Moi succeeded in one move. He started to get worse. He directed the players to lure the enemy deep into the goal and then played long passes and quick counterattacks. The Hammers became a veritable city in the sky. They took the defensive counterattack to the extreme. The tactics almost copied everything Mourinho did at Real Madrid. But it was obvious. West Ham United was not the Real Madrid of the past. Moyes was not Mourinho. They did not have Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Kaká. There was no pass master like Xabi Alonso. Only Arnautovic. Only Lanzini and Mario. There was no ability to play this tactic at all. There was a thrilling moment. Liverpool naturally would not give the opponent too many opportunities. Still pressing high. But Chen Mo's position was a little further back and he did not advance too deep. Bang. Another long pass from the high altitude. Hit behind. Look for Arnautovic. But the result was not successful. Chen Mo had learned from the past. He was highly focused. The moment the opponent passed the ball, he predicted that he would pass the ball to Arnautovic. The opponent was a center forward, a battering ram in attack. He was also a front midfielder. He could use his excellent header ability to make aerial passes. So he had to be restricted. The opponent's counterattack would be missing the most important link. Without the engine for a quick counterattack. Chen Mo wanted to strangle the opponent's core here. He quickly retreated. In front of Arnautovic. Facing the falling football. Both sides jumped at the same time. Another aerial contest. Chen Mo pulled the onion out of the dry land, like flying, and formed a hovering in the air. In the previous aerial contests, Chen Mo was beside him, so Arnautovic did not feel the gap between the two sides too intuitively. He only felt that he was just a little bit behind. But now. He faced the gap between the two sides directly. Jumped at the same time. His height also had an advantage. But Chen Mo was half a body taller than him. He completely blocked him behind. There was a huge gap between their air-staying abilities. When he had already started to fall to the limit. Chen Mo was still in the air. With his terrifying air-staying ability, Chen Mo in the air was like a huge mountain pressing down on his head. There was no possibility of turning over. For a moment, he actually wanted to cry. A deep sense of powerlessness swept through every corner of his body. Negative emotion value from Arnautovic plus 1111. Bang. Chen Mo in the air easily intercepted the ball with his head. The moment he landed on the grass. The opponent's midfielder Noble rushed up quickly and snatched the ball from Chamberlain's feet, who had just received the ball. But the next second, Chen Mo appeared in front of him. The two of them confronted each other in an instant. Noble felt empty under his feet. The ball had already been intercepted by Chen Mo. Seeing that the opponent was about to pass the ball, he rushed up quickly. Chen Mo raised his left foot. Noble made a quick judgment and blocked Chen Mo's left front to block Chen Mo's pass. Under normal circumstances, even if the left foot passes the ball in an arc, it is likely to pass from the left front. Because except for straight passes, most people will use the inside of the foot. But Chen Mo has predicted his prediction. The left foot that fell quickly shook inward and changed the direction of the kick. The outside of the foot. With a bang. The outside of the foot hit the bottom of the football. The football also passed from the right. A beautiful arc passed through the sky. Noble was completely bypassed. The football accurately found Main in the penalty area. The ball was passed just right. Main didn't need to stop the ball at all. Facing the falling football, he kicked it in the air. With a bang. The football was instantly injected with huge power. It suddenly broke into the opponent's net. The goalkeeper had no time to react. By the time he reacted, the goal had already been scored. Nice pass. Main shot without stopping the ball. The ball went in. Liverpool took the lead in the 36th minute of the game. Unstoppable outside foot pass. Chen Mo was so cool just now. Jean-June and Jean-Lu exclaimed. After Main scored, he ran towards Chen Mo and hugged Chen Mo to celebrate. This is his unique way of celebrating. When he was in the nice youth team, his good friend, the genius from Longwa, taught him. If you don't know how to celebrate a goal, hug the person who assisted you or is closest to you. This sentence gave Main a solution to relieve his shyness. From that time on, Main has been using it until now. Hugging Chen Mo warmly, he kept saying thank you. Chen Mo also cooperated very well and celebrated with Main. The two have always had a good relationship. Since joining the team, in addition to Henderson and Van Dijk, Main is the third person to take the initiative to make friends with him. And helped him adapt to the club, his teammates, and took good care of him. Chen Mo asked the reason. Main only answered one sentence, because you are of Chinese descent from Longwa. When I was young, my best friend was also a Longwa player. He took good care of me. The first photo in my life was taken by someone he helped me find, and I will be grateful to him for the rest of my life. The game continued. West Ham United was completely passive. With the presence of Chen Mo, Liverpool set up a no-fly zone. Completely strangled the role of Arnautovic. The Sky City tactics failed. Without Arnautovic, the two flanks were given special attention, and the role of quick counterattacks could not be played at all. It was equivalent to West Ham United's offense being strangled. All that was left was Liverpool's bombardment. Relying on Chen Mo's continuous long pass dispatch, he aimed at the strength and directly launched the attack. The sound of the attack was overwhelmed by one wave after another. More fierce each time. That is, West Ham United defended completely and could not find too many gaps, so Liverpool did not score a goal. The halftime break ended. The second half began. In another attack, the opponent's defender made an extreme save, blocking Firmino's goal and destroying it out of the bottom line. Liverpool got a corner kick. Salah walked towards the corner kick area with the football, and Chen Mo suddenly had an idea. I think I can try it. He quickly chased after him and found Salah. How about giving it to me? Salah was stunned at first. But he thought of Chen Mo's footwork and the accuracy of the pass, and handed the football to Chen Mo without hesitation. Mo, you haven't given me an assist yet. Then he quickly ran back to the penalty area. Salah gave the ball to Chen Mo. It should be Chen Mo who took the initiative to take the corner kick. With Chen Mo's footwork, there is no problem with taking a corner kick. Look at this corner kick opportunity. As Jean-June explained in the broadcast room. Chen Mo put the ball in the corner kick area. Beep. The referee blew the whistle. Chen Mo raised 2 fingers high. This means back point. He didn't really want to use the back point, but used this method to confuse the opponent. Let the opponent help him to pull out space, he wants to do something big. The Liverpool players received the signal and ran to the back point. As expected. The West Ham United players followed the Liverpool players to the back point, and a huge gap appeared in front of the goal. Chen Mo saw the opportunity. Quickly retreat. Followed by a sprint. The outside of the right foot hit the bottom of the football hard. The football drew a rainbow-like arc in the air with its rotation. Going straight to the goal. The goalkeeper was dumbfounded. Reacted and quickly saved the ball. But the football went straight to the blind spot. His save failed to form a block, making him a background board. Chen Mo's penalty kick. Not at the back post, he shot directly. An outside foot arc shot. Dead corner. The ball went in. Chen Mo used an outside foot arc shot to score a direct corner kick. A goal worth 100 million euros. He was going crazy. Chen Mo was going crazy.